amazing people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. Welcome to my channel. I really want to appreciate everybody, both the viewers, both the subscribers, both those who watch dates, both my followers for watching our last video. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the comments. I really appreciate it. Today I've come again to share another nugget for both parents, for both my viewers, for those on my watch list. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am Adesoya Valentina, your own educational psychologist. So I am here to share a knowledge for parents this day and for caregivers and even for the teenagers and the children on a sensitive topic. I am here to knowledge you on how teenagers, most especially the boys, could manage their erection, their urge. It has been brought to my notice because since the word teenagers, the word adolescent is seen as a transitional stage, that is the stage between the child to the adulthood. So because it's a transitional stage, many of those boys, especially teenage boys, they find it like scary when they have their first erection. They find it so scary because the parents were not able to channel the right information, teach them, guide, because they were not guided and guided rightly by the parents. It makes them do some unhealthy and inappropriate things. So this morning I'm going to share more light on those methods parents can instill the knowledge for their children to prepare their boy child into that stage. An erection is a natural phenomenon. If not well channeled, it becomes inappropriate. The erection becomes inappropriate when a parent has not been able to teach their boy child what it entails, what it's all about. It is natural when you have erection, it is natural when you have urge. But guiding your children, especially your boy child, what it entails, so that when they see it, it will not be like, a big issue. So this video is for you on how to teach your transitional child. When I use transition, it's because it's transiting from the childhood to the adult stage, which is the teenager, the adolescent. You teach them, prepare them. You know the age. You prepare them for that life so that they can be able to channel their urge rightly. The reason why we have rapists in the society is because they were not knowledgeable. They don't know those methods they need to put through so that they could be able to manage their urge. It is not spiritual. It is not evil spirit. It is natural, because that is the way God has wired both the male counterparts and the female counterparts. We just need to learn on how to manage all of those things, so that at the end of the day, we'll not become nuisance to ourselves, will not become nuisance to our family, will not become nuisance to the society. So we're going to look straight forward to those methods on how to manage erection, those methods on how to manage urge. A few weeks ago, I had a session with my teenagers, and it was a group section. I grouped them in twos. I had a female section, I had a male section. Then in the male section, I brought out a topic and I threw it to them like, wow, how have you been managing urge? I said, I want a practical answer. I really want to learn. So everybody now laugh, say, and how would you ask that kind of question? Say, you not be angry. I just need to just know how so far. How old are you? Somebody said 16. How old does somebody say 13? How old does somebody say 17? For the past 6 years, so people start so early. For the past 4 years, how have you been managing urge? So a very smart boy, very proactive boy said it really. Say, well, as for me, thank God for that boy. Anytime I have urge, what I just do is, if my thing rises, what I just do is that I go take a warm bath. So anytime I take the, all my nerves calm down. Immediately one boy just said, he said, ma, do you know something? I said, no. I had that thing in the service today. I said, wow. He said, it rises today. Everybody now laughed. Somebody has now asked the question, what do you mean by you going to take a warm bath? Okay, now that I'm in church and the thing stand up, is it possible for me to go and take a warm bath? So it was a knowledgeable discussion for me. I learned something from them because it was practical and people were trying to share their nuggets. So I've come to understand that after all, those children were able to find out ways in their own ways, of which it's a kind of skeptically dangerous. How will it have been so nice for them to have found out from their parents? If they had found out from their parents, I think the parents would have calmed them down, giving them the best information. Why am I saying this? The other one that said something happened to him, because when we were discussing, the boy was lost. He was lost in the city, like, what are you talking about? Because he didn't know. It just now something used to stand and used to stand. It looked like, what embarrassment is it? It is not embarrassment. It is a natural thing that has been wired into you naturally. But how to manage it, those methods on how to manage it, is what we are going to talk about in this video. And parents need to teach. My own channel is for the parents, because we have many young boys that go through this age, and because they see it as a big deal because they were not put through. So we're going to teach you parents, and parents go back home and teach and enlighten your children on how to go about it, so that we have a safe and a well sanity in the society at large. Embarrassment caused by erection can be lessened by three factors, three things that I'm going to share today. Number one is diverted attention. Number two is cover up. And number three is warm bath. So whenever situation you find yourself, these three can help you to manage it. Please don't see sleeping with a woman, don't see many other nuisance as an opportunity to lessen your urge. No. We're going to look at healthy formats on how you can lessen your urge. Remember this, that unprovocable erection is normal. It's just normal. It can come anytime, anywhere. The only thing is something triggers those things. We're going to come into that. You just get to know what triggers yours. See, because we are all different people. I remember when I was having the group discussion with those teenagers, I come to understand that even in the midst, some boys was like, what are you talking about? How will you say you're in the church, your teen rise? How will you say the teen? When the guy was talking, I could understand that, okay, to this level, this one I've been able to handle that. This level, some of them have not been able to handle that. So unprovocable erection, it's normal. So the only thing you do when your erector, your penis is erected, is just for you to relax. You need to relax well. So when you relax, as you're relaxing, you begin to set your mind out of it, because the more you begin to get a form of anxiety, the more you see yourself giving focus to the erection, and the more the erection becomes more hardened. But when you relax by shifting your mind out of it, you will see gradually your body, all your nerves are becoming calm. So one of those things that can help us to divert attention is that we relax, we go to a particular place, we sit down, we sit calm, relax, and take your attention from it. Because if you are agitated, your focus will be on the erection and it becomes more hardened. And before you know it, your erection will not calm down. So the first thing you need to do when you find yourself in this position, just relax and try to shift your attention from that thing that is channeling your attention into. Stress causes the body to fight and to flat. It's a sensation that sends the blood through the nervous system to the arm, to the leg. So if you are not able to manage that stress at that particular time, you will see that all parts of your body, you know, the blood is flowing. Probably the best advice is for you not to think about the erection, but take your mind out of it. You will know that thing that could channel, that could trigger or stimulate that erection. So don't put your mind in that thing. Some people are charmed by what they see. Some people are charmed by what they touch. So you don't put your hands, and if you know that seeing a particular thing has triggered something in you, the only thing you need to just divert attention. Divert attention. When you divert attention and be calm within yourself. You have probably heard a joke that says that men only have enough blood to supply the brain and to sex. So probably you just need to just shift your focus on anything that have those things that have charmed you, that has helped to stimulate or trigger that erection. Shift your focus. If you shift your focus from that thing, those attentions will be diverted. You divert that attention to another thing, you will see that your erectile will definitely calm down. So you can shift your attention. Let me give example. Okay, if you know you are good at musicals, you love playing instruments, you can just get out from that place and go and start playing that instrument. If you know you are good at singing, just do some practical things that will take your mind off it. Peradventure, you don't have the resources at hand, those instruments for you to play. You can just mentally picture yourself playing those things. By so doing, you are vigorously taking your attention out of those things. So just picture yourself doing those things. Mentally picture yourself singing, or you can, if you know singing at that time is a distraction for people around you, you can picture yourself singing, because you have to practically do something that can take all your body. So as you are doing something that can take all your body, you just see that your erection subsides gradually, because your mind has been shifted. So one of the major things that can help us to manage erection is when we divert our attention to those things that has charmed us in stimulating the erection alert. Another thing is change of environment. Peradventure, you are in a room, and that is why I used to advise parents that maybe when they were still a child, they were all sleeping in the same room. But as a child is growing up, you just separate their rooms. It is possible. If you don't do that, many a times when this boy child are transiting to a stage, you see that when they are in the room with their opposites, maybe their sister, it disturbs them. It disturbs them. So if you are in that category, please just leave that room. Before you now go and grab your sister one day and you go and do the unhealthy things, you leave that room. You find yourself in a particular situation, you are in a room with a particular person, and you see you are feeling erected, just leave that place immediately. Go to a separate place. You calm down within yourself. If you're not going back there, we still channel the same thing. Don't go back there again, because your safety first. Don't go back there again. So those are the ways, especially teenagers, you could see that gradually you just see yourself managing it, and parents should put them through. Especially those boy child that are just transcending to that age. You need to put them through, teach them, mentor them. So when they find their body doing that, they don't think it's an evil spirit or something, a bad thing has fallen, a spell has fallen on them. No, it's a natural thing, but We want to guide them appropriately on how to manage this things. Another thing is that some people make use of mild pain to suppress their urge. When I mean mild, though medically some people of the opinion you don't accept it. Mild, when I mean mild, just a simple pain. Some people pinch themselves. They just pinch themselves. It helps to release nerves. It helps to, when the body just, experience a sharp thing, you just notice that all your parts of your body respond to that pain quickly. So things like that also help the child. When I mean mild pain, as mean mild, I used to go and take a sharp object and trick yourself or tear your penis because it's disturbing you. No, you can just pinch yourself. So when you pinch yourself like this, you just see that all the parts of your body reset and you are back and better. That is all on the first one, which is divert of attention. The second one I would like to talk about is covering up. I think that is what many people do. Especially when they see that they have erection. They carry their clothes and just put it, cover up the thing, put it behind their thigh. And for a particular second, they stay there. Some people use their backpack to cover it because it can be embarrassing if your classmates could just see your erection. You know what you have caused in the school. So all of those things you need. You can't just stand up and say that you're erected and start up in the middle of the class. You become a noise to them and you become a distraction. And especially when the boy child does not know anything about it, it becomes a shame to that person, a serious shame. So to cover all of these excesses, you need to teach them. So many people cover them, they just put their penis in the middle of their legs, use their cloth to cover it for some time. They stay at times between your chairs and your table. You can just shift your chairs and your table together to yourself and just use, cover it up and sit down for some time, for some minutes, gather all your thoughts. If you know it's still proving still difficult, you can pick up a very, very tough question in mathematics and put it down and start solving. At the end of the day, you see that your attention is being shifted. And because your attention is being shifted, your body is now channeled into another thing. You just see that direction begin to subside gradually. Whatever method you will be making use of, just be conscious and not do it in a way that it will call attention. Some person used to tuck their penis, they will raise it up and put it at the tip of their clothes. That can be dangerous if the top you are wearing does not cover very, very well and becomes a noise. Some people eyes are very sharp, so it becomes a noise. So if you know that is not safe enough, especially when you are wearing school uniform, when you're talking, that might not be very, very advisable for you. Because when you do it, a girl, you can just enter the class from the beginning of the class and they'll start seeing it and becomes a distraction and brings a shame. Those things can tend to affect your academics or your learning at that particular time. So be careful. People use ice pack, especially when you are at home. You see that you just feel discomfort. Ice pack, you can rub it in clothes and place it there and remove your mind. You see gradually the thing will be, because I know in our place here, anytime a child hits edge, so people use ice pack to put it there. The essence of that is just to suppress the swollenness and the thing gradually reduces. So that too can work. If you know that you are feeling fully discomfort, you could use ice pack. You just see that gradually the thing will just see itself coming down. And last one I would like to talk about is taking your bath. That works too, especially when you're at home. You just go and take an hot shower. You just see that your body is, if you know from school you're finding it difficult, when you just get home, just go and take shower, open the hot one, mix it, then just bath. All your nerves will come down. That boy that you have there, transcending to a teenage age, please nurture, guide, teach him. Want to call the act of, seeing a girl as a measurement to release your urge, to satisfy your urge. You can do that healthily, in a good way, without you not being hurt and without you hurting another person. Till we meet again in our next video. You can watch me every Mondays and Wednesdays for this. I'll always be at your service. Please, the subscribe button, just press it and you always get my notification anytime I come online. Till we meet again next time. Thank you so much.